Hi, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where about you are in the world. This is Scott at Scott Shave. So today I do have something a little bit different. Yesterday I had talked a little bit about how I spend some time and have used a women's, have shaved my legs all in the pursuit of research to help out some of my lady friends with wondering whether a particular DE is mild or aggressive based on that. Because legs happen to be a very sensitive area, especially with the back of the knee, going over the knee, and so on and so forth. Well, someone had recommended or even asked that it would be an interesting video to see the legs, okay? So I thought, well, why not? I told you I don't care, and I would more than happily try it and do it and have done it. So I think it only fitting that I use a Lady Gillette. So this is one of 4 to complete the series, and what I mean by that is there are 4 types of Lady Gillettes. There are 2 variants of the blue, and as you can see, this is actually the darker blue. I have in my collection the light blue, where the stars and the anides are a little bit lighter. I have a champagne or gold, and I also do have the pink. I have all 4 of the Gillettes, and as you can see here, this one is in almost mint condition. It is in fantastic shape. It is missing no plating or anything. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use this on my legs today. All right, because I am only someone who shaves my face every couple days, and in order to get a good face shave, I really feel that it's best I wait 2 days. And we're going to be coupling that with the Persona, because like I said, we're attempting the depth test with it to see what we have. And then along with that, a bow to my friend Tracy at A Trace of the Past Soaps again with the tobacco and bay leaf. I'm going to be getting a new scent from her. She's got a new scent coming out this weekend called Fruit Loops, and just this one just gets me. It is a fantastic, I don't know of any other shave company either that uses a tobacco and bay leaf, okay? So now that we go ahead and got that all loaded up, let's get my brush wet. Let's go ahead and load up the brush with some water, get it loaded with soap, and then we'll head over to the tub. So raw and unedited, keep that in mind. So I'm going to have to pause the video while I move the camera, just so it isn't all jogging around and I make sure that I get the angle and quote right, because I'm only doing this with a cell phone. I do have a Canon DSLR camera that I could use for this, but the videos would be so big and so massive that it would take 100 years for me to upload them, and we're not going down that road. All right, so let me go ahead and now pause this after I get my lather built here, and we'll head on over the shower, and I'm going to show you how you can use a long handle DE for shaving your legs. The Lady Gillette I have used numerous times on my face as a rather mild shaver, and the extra long handle assists with reaching the bottom of your legs, right? So I will see you guys in just a second. Alright, well here we are. We're back in my bathtub. This is a jet tub, alright? But I'm going to do my best to stay in the camera's view. My face is obviously going to be gone, but giving you my commentary on the Lady Gillette, okay? Look at the blue on that. It's just such a pretty razor. I honestly love it. And what's even better about it is the fact that the razor was made during the Cold War, sort of the atomic time, and that's what those stars sort of remind me of. So I'm going to go ahead and get my leg wet here, because the last thing I want to do is be shaving when it's not wet, right? Getting all nice and wet there. So I'm going to go ahead and lather up my leg. I think over here you can get a decent view. Go ahead and put a nice thin coat on my leg here. So, this is one thing. Leg hair is going to be a lot thinner, especially on me, because I don't shave my legs all that often, than that to someone who shaves it, just like our face. When you're younger, it gets thicker the more you shave it. So the blade isn't going to take as much. And one thing with shaving your legs is you have to be careful to stay out of the water. Because if the water of a shower or that of a bath, if you don't keep your leg out, is going to wash off most of your foam. So a pre-shave is not a bad idea when using legs. And another advantage to using a DE razor with shaving legs versus that of a multi-bladed razor, DEs are a single-edge razor. Single-edge razors are most of the time, cause less ingrown hairs, okay? And as you can see with your leg, the one thing you have to be cognizant of when doing it is holding a constant angle on your DE, okay? Because if you don't hold the right angle on your DE, you will either A, not do anything, or you're going to nick yourself. So keeping a constant, smooth shave in an even stroke, as you can see, does a fantastic job here, okay? Because if you do with a DE where you happen to stop kind of mid-stroke, you could cut yourself quite easily. I have long hair, so reaching out the razor is kind of a problem. What I typically do, you don't go this way up the razor to clean hair, but if you pull your thumb down at like that angle, cleans it out nicely, alright? So, as you can see, this razor is just powering through my leg hair here, alright? I have shaved the entire whole front of my leg there, and now I'm going to do something that I often hear women say is one of the hardest and scariest things about shaving their legs, right? So the fact that you can see I'm starting to get a little blood spots here, not too much, but you know, my legs aren't used to this thing, so I have some ingrown hairs here and there and stuff like that. So I'm going to get some nicks. But one of the things that women often don't like is shaving their knees. What I have found with shaving your knee, it's best to kind of flex your knee with the DE and do short little strokes completely like this. Because it does one of two things. It stretches your knee, gives you a bigger radius to do it instead of a small, and it, with stretching it, puts the hair out further from the skin itself so that the blade can get a better thing on it, alright? So as you can see here, I'm conquering my knee, shaving right over the knee in short, complete strokes, nice and tight, and it is smooth as can be. Alright, so I'm not gonna lie, in the name of science, why not? You can see I have a little blood here. I got myself a little bit, but you know, I'm not the world's greatest at this. I'm not a person who does this on the regular. So just long, smooth, complete shaves. Obviously with your legs, you have to clean your razor more, especially if you got hairy legs like me. But you know, that's all there is to it. The long handle helps with getting down here further, you know. I will tell you, blade so far, smooth and sharp. Persona ain't dead yet. She will be. I don't give it too many more shaves because I don't feel it, but I can tell that it's starting to get there. But as far as shaving your legs, that's about all I got for you, alright? You know, I think I've done a pretty good job here, you know. But in giving you my insight, this is a smooth shaver. Anyone who is thinking, or any girls or whatever who are thinking about shaving legs or getting into shaving, into the wet shaving scene, the DE Long Blade Gillette is a fantastic lady Gillette, is a great place to start. It's a rather light razor because holding this, a heavy razor for a long period of time, could get rather cumbersome and begin to be kind of hard, right? So I would definitely recommend that. Or if you have someone who is very much into, say, cartridge type razors, let me get you a razor and show you one that I would recommend. Now that I'm back over here at my sink, ones that I can typically recommend when you have someone new into the wet shaving world is one of two razors, okay? Because one thing that, if not wanting to go with a DE, but wanting to feel somewhat similar to that of a cartridge type razor, is like this. This is a Lady Eversharp, okay? It takes a Schick injector blade. My wife uses this razor. Believe it or not, I've used this razor too. But this has a very long handle. It is very good for doing tight places because of the small head, like up here underneath your nose, right? And it feels like a cartridge, okay? In order to use this razor, we were talking about the DE yesterday. You can see that this has a prescribed angle that you're supposed to hold this to the skin with. If you hold it to that at that angle, you are good to go, right? So it holds itself, because if you go like this, it ain't gonna do nothing. It's gonna just drag on this bar and not do anything. All right, now let me grab the other razor real quick. The other razor that I would also recommend for shaving for legs is that of the Leaf, okay? Me and my wife both have a set of the Leaf. And what makes this great is, yes, this has a big head on it, okay? So getting up under here can be a little bit cumbersome. That's why they make the twig that goes with it. But this razor has a flex head, and the razor blades are gapped just like that of a cartridge. You can put between 1 and 3 different razors in this. And how this actually works is it works with taking a DE blade and snapping it in half, all right? And I can show you the easy way to snap a DE blade real quick. Find some. Well, it's going to be dirty. Not the greatest blade, but you know what? Derby Premiums are not a bad blade. So to snap these blades for use in this, what I find works best is keeping it in the paper so you don't cut yourself. You can see there's a blade in there. And what I do is I simply fold, match the paper up like that, just like you're folding a piece of paper, and just pressing on both ends, okay? And what that does is it breaks the DE razor in half. And this is what are used in the Leaf, all right? So it takes a complete 1.5 DE blades if you run 3, or if you run 2, you can get away with just running a half of one. It does work really good. The Leaf is a fantastic shaver even for the face. That's why I have a set too. My wife has just the regular like satin finish chrome one and a gold twig, whereas I have the prismatic set. That was a limited run edition from them. But Adam over at Twig is a fantastic guy. I do believe he's the owner of the company. I've talked with him at length about these. I was one of the early adopters, not a beta tester, but one of the early people when I first seen these hit the market. I've been using it for a while. You can get a fantastic shave with it. And someone new into the industry, into wet shaving, this is a fantastic transition razor from a cartridge, if that's so what you are used to and choose to go. Because the DEs, like, you gotta get the angle and the balance and stuff. And when I use this Lady Gillette here, if I'm using it on my face, I'm not holding it way down here like you are on your legs, okay? What I was showing yesterday, right, is you find the balance point of the razor. And the balance point on this razor is right about there. So this is where I would hold that razor when doing my face, okay? It is a long handle. It is a beautiful razor. All right, so given that, let's go ahead and clean up our Persona blade and get it going back into the oil for the next death test, so to speak. So guys, that has been my video on shaving your legs. Probably not the greatest and most comprehensive thing, but I hope that maybe you learned something and that you can share this with your lady friends. I will tell you, if you are getting your lady or lady friend into shaving, the Leaf or one of these vintage Lady Eversharps are a fantastic way to go. These are $84. I get that that's a big upfront investment. But when you think that of a price of what you're paying for a cartridge at almost $4 a pop anymore, $3 to $4, and here I can load this razor with lots of DE blades. My wife gets about 4 shaves out of this, okay? So, I'm not for sure how many shaves you can get on your face. I've never really tried to see a full death test on blades. but about 4 shaves is the most you can get with 3 blades in this. One thing that we're going to be trying with her razor is I've heard some cackling about maybe even switching out and rotating your braids, because the first blade on this here is going to be the one that gets the most cutting. So maybe it will lengthen the length of blades if we kind of rotate them like rotating your tires on your car or something, okay? Well, given that, thank you for joining me today on Scott Shaves. Have a wonderful evening and stay classy. Talk to you later. Bye.